This is the second disappointing thing that's happened to me today.
Well, thankfully, your RAA home insurance covers you for ceiling damage caused by a storm.
Great.
And your claim won't be a hassle for you because all our claims are handled right here in SA.
Excellent.
So what was the first disappointing thing that happened today?
I won the meat raffle at the footy club.
Oh. We do more. Get a quote today.
Welcome to FFSA's live stream broadcast of WNPL Round 13 at Adelaide City Park between Adelaide City and West Adelaide, and it's being brought to you by Livestream Australia and by our sponsors RAA. My name's Paul Marcachetti. I'll be commentating the game for you, and joining me will be Spiro Karanikos-Mimis, and he's down pitch side at the moment. Spiro, how's it look down there, mate?
Hi, Paul. Good evening, everybody, and what a fantastic evening it is right now for football. Not even a hint of wind. Perfect conditions, perfectly still. It is a little bit cold, but you'd expect that in winter. I'm almost tempted to put my key in, being that it's the Cricket World Cup, but we'll do the grass test. Watch this, straight up and down. No wind, nothing. Over here, of course, West Adelaide is warming up. They're now led, Paul, by none other than Adrian Sandtrack. Of course, he's their former NSL coach back in the good days. Coach Salisbury Inter last season in WNPL, but now with West Adelaide. And on our other side, of course, right now, the runaway leaders in the WNPL, Adelaide City, unstoppable form. But having said that, West Adelaide is the only team to defeat Adelaide City this season. So we are definitely going to have an absolute cracker here tonight. Paul, give us those lineups.
I'll give you the lineups as they stand. West Adelaide will be starting with Sarah Willisey in goal, Mina Nishitani at left back, Elena Saroulis and Abby Touchette will be the centre-back pairing. And at right back, it'll be the young Matilda, who's been in Myanmar a couple of months ago, wearing the green and gold, Emily Hodgson. In midfield, it's Pavna Manalakis, Anna Pritchard and Maddie Daru. And up forward, they've got Nicole Tilley on the left, Christy Hillier in the middle, and Georgia Macri on the right. The home team, Adelaide City, Jenkins will be in goal for them. And across the back, it'll be Nicholas, the Mac defence, Macaulay and McNamara. And Izzy Darlin Flight will be at right back. Holding up midfield, as always, Nora Pete and Dylan Holmes. Yuka Sasaki will be in the number 10 position. And up front, gee, there's some goal-scoring power here. Danny Di Bartolo on the left, Tian Powell at centre forward, and Chelsea Dorber on the right. Should be an absolutely cracking match with these two terrific lineups. Spiro, just looking down there, what about the grass? It looks really, really well cut. Looks in terrific condition. Any dew at all? Any slipperiness tonight? Do you think?
Look, you'd expect some slipperiness, Paul, considering that it is cold, a bit of dew, but immaculate. It's perfect. There's a few patchy spots, but really, really good. Should be conducive to some good football. Should run true. So looking forward to seeing these two teams, two of the bigger teams in the WNPL, putting on absolute spectacle for us. Which players should we be looking out for, Paul?
Well, I think Yuka Sasaki has really taken the competition by storm since she arrived this year. She's got 2 bags of 4 goals already this season. And Chelsea Dorber, she's in serious form for Adelaide City at the moment. She's absolutely scoring for fun, 15 in 10 games, including 6 in 1. But I wouldn't underestimate the West defence. They managed to keep City to just 1 goal last time out in a 3-1 win for West. And obviously you've got Hodgson, who's in terrific form at right back, Nishitani at left back, and Saroulis and Touchette is a pretty good centre-back pairing. So I think that battle will be really, really important. And West Adelaide have got 2 really, really good goal scorers out wide in Macri and Tilley, and they'll be doing their absolute best to drag the centre-backs of Adelaide City away from their normal position. So I'm expecting that will be another really, really good part of tonight's battle.
Bit of a surprise with Christy Hillier being named to lead the line for West Adelaide tonight, Paul?
Yeah, it might be. I wonder if there's going to be a little bit of swapping around among that front 3 between her, Macri and Tilley. But she can find the back of the net, Christy Hillier, and I think she'll definitely take some stopping for West Adelaide. Macaulay and McNamara will have their hands full because she's a pretty good competitor.
Amazingly, Adelaide City has the luxury of putting a player like Georgia Campagnoli on the bench tonight, such as their depth and their strength. She was one of the standout performers for the Adelaide United W League team last season. Of course, scored a maiden goal, I believe, for the Reds in that late equaliser. If I'm not mistaken, it was against Western Sydney Wanderers, but I do stand to be corrected there.
I think it might have been Melbourne City, actually.
Thank you.
But yes, it was
Melbourne
one of
City.
the goals of the season, too. An absolute cracker, about the 6th or 7th minute of injury time. But it's a pretty good bench when you've got her and Nano Sasaki and Ali Atkins on it. I mean, just says to you how much depth Adelaide City's got. Mind you, you've got some pretty good players on the West bench as well. Players like Ali Lattis, who of course also a former Adelaide United W League player. You've got Harriet Burnett, Nanita Burgess, a Philippines international and a veteran. She's still there. And Sienna Cavino as well. So both of these teams have not just got great first 11, Spiro. They've got great squads.
Absolutely. Why don't we have a look at the round 12 results from the last week of the WNPL. Of course, there's a full round of fixtures as well tonight. This is one game of 4 that have been played, but we'll go with the round 12 results first, Paul.
Yes, indeed. It was FFSA, NTC and Adelaide Comets playing a 0-0 draw out at Vallo. Later on that evening, Adelaide City 6, Metro United 0. We're not used to that sort of result between those two teams. And City were 4-0 up after 22 minutes. They were out of sight early. Then at the West Beach Parks, West Adelaide in the later game, they didn't have it their own way against Uni. They were 1-0 down going very, very late into the game. But then 3 late goals got them the win. And a real cracker was played before that. Fulham United 3, Salisbury into 4. So some terrific results, some really exciting matches played last round, and I expect we're going to have a few crackers tonight because we've got first versus second here, and we've got third versus fourth elsewhere.
Yeah, it should be a great night of WNPL football. Of course, it is a double header here tonight at Adelaide City Park, so make sure you don't go anywhere. If you've just gotten home from work, maybe you've had a long day at the office, or maybe the kids have finally gone to bed, you can stay here all night and watch some great local football. Paul, you mentioned first versus second tonight. Of course, West Adelaide is the only team to beat Adelaide City so far this season. Can we just have a look at the ladder before we talk about the round 13 fixtures?
Yeah, we can look at the ladder. Adelaide City on 33 points, and how about this? A plus 53 goal difference. That's the sort of goal scoring power they've got. West Adelaide on 25. You really think they might want the 3 points tonight if they're going to keep the premiership race alive. Salisbury Inter also on 25 in third place, just behind West on goal difference. And it's Metro United on 20, rounding out the top 4. Adelaide Uni on 16, Fulham United 8, Adelaide Comets 6, and FFSA NTC on 5. That's after 12 of the 21 rounds have been played. And looking at tonight's matches, well, obviously we're here. The third versus fourth match is being played out at. I've just got to double check the fixture. It's being played out at Vallo Football Centre at 8:15 between Salisbury Inter and Metro United. Also, Adelaide Comets versus Adelaide Uni, and then Fulham United versus FFSA NTC. Those matches are both being played at West Beach this evening.
Fantastic. Just if you're joining us now, this is West Adelaide versus Adelaide City in the WNPL. It's a double-header tonight here at Adelaide City Park. The men's NPL teams will follow this. Fantastic conditions once again. It is a little bit cold, so expect it to get a little bit dewy, a little bit slippery, but the surface is great. Should be very conducive to some good football. Don't you dare go anywhere. We're proudly brought to you tonight by the RAA. Paul, I'm going to head up to the commentary box now. I'll let you continue with our viewers and previewing this fantastic WNPL fixture.
Thanks very much, Spiro, as you make your way back up. Should be an absolute great game tonight. Both teams still warming up in what look like absolutely perfect conditions, as Spiro mentioned while he was giving us the ground report. The turf underfoot is terrific, and there's hardly a breath of wind here this evening. Just going through those lineups again, it's Willisey in goal for West Adelaide. Nishitani, Saroulis, Touchette and Hodgson makes up a pretty strong back four. They're going to be tested tonight, that's for sure. The midfield will be Maddie Daru, Chrissa Pavlomanolakis and Anna Pritchard as well. And up forward, Nicole Tilley, Christy Hillier and Georgia Macri. Looking at the Adelaide City lineup, it'll be Jenkins in goal. Across the back from left to right, it's Nicholas, Macaulay, McNamara and Darlin Flight. Nora Pete and Dylan Holmes will hold up the midfield with Yuka Sasaki a little bit ahead of them. And Danny Di Bartolo will be up on the attacking left with Tian Powell, the captain, in the middle, and Chelsea Dorber on the right-hand side. On the bench for City tonight, incredible depth in this bench. Nano Sasaki, Georgia Campagnoli, Ali Atkins, Daphne McLeod and Kendall Jenner. And for West, it's Chekovitz, the reserve goalkeeper, Ladis, Cavino, Burgess and Harriet Burnett. Will be interesting to see how those subs are actually used tonight, because if West need a goal, they might try to get Ladis or Burnett onto the ground, perhaps in place of more defensively minded players. It really will be important tonight who scores first, because if City get the first one, I think they've been in such good goal-scoring form lately that it will be very, very hard to peg them back. When these two teams last met, Spiro, though, we mentioned that West Adelaide won, but in that game they really absolutely took the match to City. They really caught them out. They opened the scoring, and even though City replied through Tian Powell, from then on, West were really the dominant team. It was a very surprising match. It wasn't a sort of smash and grab, but they played really well. City have responded really well since then. So I think one of the real aspects of tonight is West the team that can challenge them, or was that match just, a night that City got caught napping?
So put your coach's hat on for a second, Paul, and tell me, if you're Adrian Santrak, do you say, let's do it again? Exactly the same? Do you attack? Or do you look at the form that Adelaide City's been in? I mean, smashing Metro United 6-0 last week, that's unbelievable. So do you sit back and try and absorb a bit of early pressure and get your foot into the game? I'm tempted, since it was so successful, to say to my Chargers, if I was coaching, just go.
Take it to them. Put them under pressure, and they just haven't been put under pressure in recent weeks. That 6-0 win followed a couple of 9-0 wins as well, and one of those was in what was then a top-of-the-table clash with Salisbury Inter. Now tonight it's a top-of-the-table clash again, because West have edged in front of Salisbury Inter, and really this will be a really good marker, not just as to whether City can be stopped or who will be the team that's fighting for second spot, because let's not forget, if the premiership race is done and dusted, second becomes really important, because you'll get the double chance in the final series.
Yeah, of course, and we saw how valuable that was last season, particularly with Metro United finishing as premiers, but not able to take out the championship. So there's still plenty to play for in the WNPL. Nice crowd starting to gather here at Adelaide City Park. Of course, it is a double header. It is the Adelaide, the original rivalry.
The real Adelaide Derby.
The real Adelaide Derby tonight. So get on that hashtag if you're using the good old Twitter or the Facebook, the real Adelaide Derby. If you like your banter, there'll be a bit, because this is a passionate rivalry. One that stems, 50 years now almost?
Oh, it would be at least that long. And interestingly, though, in the WNPL, the rivalry is a little bit different. West Adelaide entered the competition in 2014, and they took it to City right away. They were very competitive in that first season and actually beat City in the Knockout Cup final. But what they hadn't been able to do until round 6 of this year was actually beat City in the league. They've had an extraordinary run of either only managing draws or losing to City in all that time. So that win in round 6 of 2019, that was a big one for West. It sort of got a bit of a monkey off the back. And what they'll really be hoping is that can sort of springboard them into more success against City. Even when they won the premiership for finishing top 2 years ago, they did that without managing to beat City during the game. So this will be a very, very good test as to whether they've managed to turn the corner, managed to undo that sort of historic run of defeats that they've had.
Yeah, because you mentioned that cup win. That's only one of 2 wins in the last 5 years West Adelaide have had against Adelaide City. And that tally right now runs 12 wins for Adelaide City in the last 5 years, 2 wins for West Adelaide and 4 draws in 18 fixtures, which is just an amazingly lopsided result when you think about it. But as we did say, only a few rounds ago, West Adelaide pulled off the upset. So we're excited. This should be an absolute crackerjack game. It's not too far away now from kickoff. It'll kick off 6:15 Adelaide time. It's just gone a little bit past that, so we're not too far away, I don't believe. Shouldn't be too far from kickoff here. Don't you dare go anywhere tonight, folks. After this live stream, we'll be able to bring you also the match between Adelaide City and West Adelaide in the NPL right here from Adelaide City Park, proudly brought to you by the FFSA, Livestream Australia and RAA. If West Adelaide are going to score goals tonight to get the win, they have to rely on those two players that we mentioned on either side of the attacking three in Georgia Macri and Tilly. That's really their outlet, isn't it?
Well, Macri did get the two when these two teams played last, and she is such a renowned scorer for West Adelaide, and of course before that when she played for Fulham. And she is able to sort of come from wide positions, which is, you know, a real ace for her, because she's able to sort of often drag the centre defenders away from the positions they'd like to be in. And of course, I wouldn't underestimate the midfielders either. Players like Pavla Manolakis and Daru, I mean, they could make hay if they're given the opportunity. But I think they've got to be very, very careful to get caught out, because City's got a lot of pace, and they've got players throughout their midfield that can score lots of goals. Like, I mean, we've got Yuka Sasaki playing as a 10, and she's going at over a goal a game, which is just extraordinary scoring ratio. And let's not forget that Dylan Holmes is a great long-range strike of the ball, so you wouldn't want to give her any opportunities. The teams are walking out now. Adelaide City and West Adelaide here at Adelaide City Park. A real treat to have the match out here on a Friday evening. And we've got the West players also and the City players coming to the bench as the players line up. It's we're not very far away from kick-off now. City being captained by Tian Powell and West by Chrissa Pavlomanolakis. They are two terrific leaders of their teams, and they'll definitely be looking forward to locking horns this evening. Players having their handshake, and announcer now starting to give the team lineups to the fans at the ground. Adelaide City versus West Adelaide, WNPL, round 13. There's only 8 rounds to go after this one. And with the 8-point gap between City and West, this match really, really could be decisive. It is probably the biggest match that the WNPL regular season has seen thus far this year.
Let's talk a little bit about Sarah Willisey just as the teams get ready to kick off. In 30 or so seconds, Paul, maybe you can summarise her season for Adelaide United and what she managed to do playing for the Reds at the semi-professional level, or the professional level here in Australia.
Well, she was absolutely outstanding last season, and let's not forget that the season before that, she was very much in the squad to be the backup keeper to Eliza Campbell.
That's right.
And when Campbell got her injury that kept her out for a long time during the season, it was very much her that stepped up and was so outstanding that Adelaide United had no hesitation with Campbell departing the club in making her the first choice for last season. And she was absolutely terrific. And I think if there was a moment that defined her season, it was late in the season against Brisbane Roar, where a last-minute penalty she managed to save to give United a 1-0 win. And that penalty, no less, was taken by Yuki Nagasato, who played in the 2011 World Cup winning team for Japan. There's not too many people that can say they've saved a penalty from a World Cup winner, but that's Sarah Willisey, and she's gone about it without any fuss or any fanfare. She's not a big talker, Sarah, but she certainly does her talking on the pitch.
Not too far away from kickoff here at Adelaide City Park. Adelaide City versus West Adelaide in the WNPL. Both teams are ready. Shouldn't be too far away. Referee checks his watch. Checking with the assistants, and we're off. Tian Power, the captain, plays it back to McNamara and his Dalen flight. A bit of a heavy touch, but nice and composed there, and all the way back to the City keeper in Jenkins. Jenkins looking for the ball to the side, but that's got too much on it, and that'll be an early throw-in for West Adelaide, and it'll be taken by the very, very talented Nishitani. Intercepted by City, but West Adelaide are able to recover the ball, but that pass was a heavy one, and Adelaide City will have the relieving throw-in deep inside their half, down the line. Adelaide City now looking to break. A few heavy tackles there, but the referee decides to play on, and Adelaide City now in the midfield. Here's Holmes, fantastic footballer. Had a great season at the A-League level as well. Dorber looking for a long ball, but that should go all the way to Willisey, and that's easily collected by the West keeper. Eleni Psaroulis now, one of our favourites, Paul. Another fantastic footballer looking for the long ball. That's probably got a little bit too much on it, and safely through to Jenkins. Bit of a tentative start here in the first minute. Of course, early days yet, but This one will spice up really quickly. Jenkins now. Long clearance. Too much for Powell. West Adelaide look for the quick clearance, but there's Dylan Holmes. Nishitani. She's lost out. And Adelaide City look to restart. All the way back now. McNamara. Does well to turn once, twice, maybe a little bit too much. Still got possession, but now she's lost it. And West Adelaide look to reset. Here's Psaroulis. To Tilly. Nishitani. Bit of a heavy touch there from Nishitani, and that'll be a throw-in for Adelaide City.
As you said, it's a pretty tentative start. Both sides neither tried to do anything too risky so far, just a couple of longer balls as you've seen. Now here's a little bit of a test for Jenkins. She's going to have to clear that one quickly, and she does. But Pavla Manolakis should win it. That's a bit of a heavy touch though. And City are going to come up with the ball now, out on their left-hand side. And this could be their first chance to launch some sort of meaningful attack. But there's just a little bit too much traffic for them. Now Di Bartolo tries to cut back inside. She's still got the ball. She's done really well to turn there. But in the end, she's going to have to find Pete. Pete will try to put a through ball nearly. It's fallen to Holmes. Holmes finds Darlin Flight if she can get a ball in, but she's not going to get to the ball first. And in the end, that was well done to ensure by Nishitani to ensure that there's no more damage. And it's going to be a goal kick to West. You played 3 minutes. Quietish sort of start. There was a lot of intensity in this match the last time these two met. But this reminds me so far, well, it's very, very early, a little bit of the game these two teams played at this venue early last year, where it was very tense. It stayed 0-0 for a long time before a Dylan Holmes penalty gave Adelaide City the win. It's a real treat to be playing here at Adelaide City Park. Nishitani to take the throw. She's got Tilly ahead of her, but she's looking back. In the end, there's really not much option for her. Powell just tries to shepherd the ball, but Psaroulis is going to win that, and she gets it to Touchette, her centre partner, Hodgson. She finds a little bit of room, no risk. Willisey goes long, trying to find Macri. Good control, but it's gone back and it's been coughed up in the end. And oh, well, that could have been a chance, but the ball for Dorba was probably not quite angled enough. And it's come City's way, but oh, that's a bad touch. They're under pressure. They're going to get out of jail though. Hodgson brings it inboard for Pritchard. Pritchard, good ball here. Tilly's been able to run onto it and she's going to get there first. Now, who's she got in the centre? Hilliard's come in. Hilliard, oh, she's just fallen under her feet. And it's got to Jenkins, and that was really the first time that either side was able to get into a really good threatening attacking position.
Great ball there by Pritchard to release Tilly. Really, Psaroulis probably dallied a little bit, lucky to get that chance, but almost came off for West Adelaide City now. Bit of hit and hope early from Adelaide City, and Sarah Willisey will enjoy that, no doubt. She's going to clean those up all day. Looks for the side here for Tilly. Tilly does well to bring that down. Takes on one, takes on two, takes on three. Now a through ball, great through ball. Here's Macri, Georgia Macri. Can she get it under control? That's great defending by Adelaide City, and that should be cleared. That was a really good ball by Tilly, but well recovered by Nicholas there for Adelaide City to make the interception, because that was a dangerous ball, Georgia Macri. A very, very dangerous player. Nishitani now. Throw in. Tilly swings it in. It's gone to the back post, a little bit too much on it. Gee, a couple dangerous passages of play here for West Adelaide, Paul. That will make Adrian Santrak in front of us very, very happy.
It was important that they started this game well, given the sort of form City's been in. We said that from the start. They really needed to be in it very early and not be overawed by the type of form that City's been in.
It'll be Jenkins to take the goal kick for Adelaide City. It's a short one. Dale and Flight. Sorry, that was McNamara. Back to Jenkins. And that's a bit of a loose one. Nishitani gets her foot to it, but it's a bit of a hit and hope, 50-50 now. Di Bartolo, fantastic. Great ball by Di Bartolo. Here's Tian Power. Can she get through to it? That's well recovered by Touchette. All the way back to Willisey. Willisey now. That's a great pass by Willacy. Nishitani, she cuts back inside. And back to Eleni Psaroulis, who's been the busiest West Adelaide player so far. Back to Willacy. Bit of danger here from West Adelaide. Adelaide City closing this down well, and it's cleared by Psaroulis. And Tilly's done really well to get that back in play. Can they get a break here, West Adelaide? And it's Dalen Flight with the relieving interception for Adelaide City. And all the way back now to Jenkins in goals. Bit of a nervous start here from Adelaide City. Even that ball there from Jenkins, just Macaulay wasn't really paying attention. It's been that sort of early start from City. They just seem a little bit on the back foot. It won't take long for them to get in the game, that's for sure, but this could be the chance for West Adelaide to really capitalise. Pablo Manolakis' ball there was pretty hit and hope and easily collected again by City, and they'll reset with Dalen Flight. She slips. Can she recover? And that's gone for a throw-in for West Adelaide. We're in the 8th minute here at Adelaide City Park in this WMPL fixture between Adelaide City and West Adelaide. The score is 0-0.
City are going to get the throw. They really just probably want a little bit of a chance to settle. No one's had too much time on the ball so far. It's been a feature of the match. Here's Pavlo Manolakis, Nishitani, Daru. Good play. Pritchard. This is a really good move, but there was just a bit too much on that for Hillier. And City are going to be able to relieve. And that's a pretty good ball by Jenkins, and she's found Dorber, but she's under pressure already. Holmes, good touch. She's still got the ball. Driving her team forward.
She's great to watch.
She certainly is. She puts it out left for Nicholas. Can she get the ball in? It's not a bad one, and it's a fit. Oh, very, very close in the end. I've got to say, from this angle, it looked like it was going to be put home, but just wide in the end. Just look at the replay. It's a really, really good ball. Just wide.
Nice reach there by Deepartzola. She looked like the ball had gotten past her. She just stuck out a foot and almost got it over Willacy.
Just needed
well, she did get over Willacy, didn't she? And just wide.
Needed just a bit of a heavier touch to get there. Hodgson. He's got great pace. Tries to get an early ball in for Hillier. Oh, it was a heavy touch. And Jenkins is going to take over.
Hodgson's another player who's just come leaps and bounds in the last sort of 12 to 24 months.
It's easy to forget she's had 3 seasons with Adelaide United now, so she's gotten a huge amount of experience at the top level, and of course, being a starting player for the young Matildas, absolutely terrific achievement. It's a bit of a heavy touch there by Saroulis, but she's going to be able to clean it up. Here's Willacy. A bit more time for her now. We've played 9 minutes. Tense. As I said, a little bit like the early meeting last year at this venue between these two teams, which stayed goalless for a long, long time. Willacy in the end tries to get out wide, and it's not a bad ball, but West are going to have to bring it back all the way to her because there's really not many options. Now Nishitani's out left looking for it. That's probably a little bit more dangerous, and it's been well intercepted there by Holmes. Great skills. And Dorber hooks it over. And Powell now, could she get a shot in? She turns. Oh, good defending by West though. They read the moment. Holmes again. It's been very influential so far. Just as we'd expect. Oh, there's a heavy touch though, and well intercepted there by Tilly. But she's lost out to Pete, and Pete tries to get the ball in, and it was well read in the end there by Touchette. And Adelaide City are going to get the throw.
Both teams seem to be caught out a little bit by the speed of the surface, Paul. A few sort of...
It's slick.
It is very slick. And I mentioned that in the pre-game, that it will get dewy because it is very, very cold outside. Both teams just trying to adapt to that. Swung in now by City. That should be Willacy's. That's comfortable for the experienced goalkeeper. Looking very composed in goals so far. Beautiful Hoik looking for Tilly. That's a great touch by Tilly. Wow, that was really impressive. Great to watch. And that should be a throw-in for Adelaide City. Well, it's given it to West Adelaide. I'm surprised. It looked like Tilly got the last touch, but referee decided otherwise. So did the assistant referee. And that'll be a throw-in for Adelaide City. Just past halfway, you can see both Adrian Sandtrack and Andrew Quarterback on your screens now. The coaches of West Adelaide and Adelaide City, respectively. Adrian Sandtrack, of course, as we mentioned last year with Salisbury Inter. Great history with West Adelaide, also coached the NSL team many, many years ago. Andrew Quarterbank took over this season from Michael Hatzipanagiotis, who won the Cup and Championship last year with Adelaide City. Saw Michael, he's actually at the ground. Asked him, how he's finding his retirement. He said he's really enjoying it. So
Well, he went out pretty well last season. That's a good way to finish up if that's what you're doing.
Adelaide City now looking for an option. There's Holmes. She's getting busy. West Adelaide will be really good to shut her down. She is a fantastic, fantastic outlet for Adelaide City. Plays almost as a 6 or an 8, but finds herself in attacking positions quite frequently. Eleni Psaroulis getting a lot of the ball. Wheelisey now to Touchette. That's a dangerous ball. And here goes Yuka Sasaki, who looked to play in Tian Power, but really well cut out there by Touchette, and that should roll safely for a throw-in for Adelaide City on the far side. It's still 0-0 here on the Green Play Australia scoreboard between Adelaide City and West Adelaide. Thank you for joining us here on the FFSA live stream. We really appreciate your viewership tonight. Make sure you don't go anywhere after this WNPL fixture. It is Adelaide City versus West Adelaide in what will be a huge, huge match for ramifications down the bottom of the table here in the NPL. Of course, in the WNPL, these two teams are first and second. Great night of football. Don't go anywhere. Tian Power clearly offside there, and she'll let that roll to Wheelisey. Still very tentative, isn't it, Paul?
Yeah.
Both teams still trying to work each other out. Adelaide City probably had the best chance so far, but I think West Adelaide have had the better of the play, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I think West had a pretty good chance there with Hillier as well. Probably not as good, but certainly if it had just come a little bit differently in towards her, she would have probably been able to get a clear shot at goal. So probably say that both teams have unlocked each other once.
Be a free kick now for Adelaide City. Check the replay on that one. Looked like a clear foul. Yeah, that was by Nishitani on Dorba. Adelaide City play quickly. Here is Dorba. Gets past Nishitani. Can she get past her second opponent? West Adelaide, one possession, but they try to cut back inside, and Adelaide City quickly regained it. Here's Dale in flight. Looking for a through ball. Saroulis has made a mistake there. Sasaki switches it over Di Bartolo. Offside. Just mistimed her run, did Di Bartolo. And West Adelaide, they like to play it out from the back, but a couple times they've given it away, so they need to be careful. Adelaide City won't give them too many more opportunities.
Yeah, they're certainly hunting. They're certainly hunting when West are trying to play it out.
Referees come over to speak to Adrian Sandtrack here, the West Adelaide coach. So asked him to keep the language down. Can't say I heard anything.
No.
Nevertheless.
On we go. Here's Saroulis. Now City are a little bit more off, but here comes Powell, and she's forced a very, very early back pass, but Saroulis gets it back now, and she's got a little bit of space. Sasaki's looking for it, though, and it's turned over again. A Touchette. Pavla Manolakis. There's a bit of aerial ping-pong there and a bit of a collision, but now it's Chelsea Dorba. They're very conscious of her, and the ball's been won very, very well. Great hustling there by Pavla Manolakis, but City have got it again. Here's Di Bartolo on the left. She get through. She's just been very well tracked there. Holding on to the ball. Nicholas tries to get it in, but the West defence is solid, and a pretty ambitious shot in the end is going to be a goal kick for West Adelaide. Pavla Manolakis has been busy in the midfield, doing really a lot of work to try to make sure that the City players don't get much space. And both of these teams are working so hard to ensure that the game is as tight as possible.
West had started the game really well, I felt, but Adelaide City have slowly regained footing back in the game. And
the last few minutes have definitely been in West defensive half.
Dorba and Holmes and Pete doing a lot of the good work there for Adelaide City in the midfield. And as you see here, West Adelaide really playing side to side through the back, trying to create space, but Adelaide City have closed it down. And it's this ball here that's causing West Adelaide a lot of problems.
Pete has won it. Here's Powell. She has a shot. Tried to catch Wheelisey there by surprise. That's just gone a bit wide. That's
a warning sign for West Adelaide. That's a couple times now that they've tried to play out and it's cost them. And we'll just see on the replay, that wasn't too bad from Tian Power. Wheelisey was caught nowhere. Wide in the end, but again, another warning sign for West Adelaide.
She's gone long in the end. Here's Touchette. and she's got a bit of time. But again, it goes back to Willisey, and again, there's pressure from Powell. Willisey's forced to go long. Doesn't get to Macri. But here's Daru. Good control, but good hassling by Holmes, and that ensured that nothing more will happen than West having a throw. Sorry, it's going to be a City throw on the left-hand side.
Just got to wonder how Adrian Sandtrack might look at changing things up here for West Adelaide, because they're really just pegged back right now in their half. They've just won a free kick and they should break now.
I guess it's just a question of whether they're going to sort of try to play a little bit differently, or whether there's going to be some sort of change out of the players on the field. But right now they're just struggling to get the passes to stick under pressure. Now, Di Bartolo on the ball. She goes back, but pressure's working both ways. It's a good game. Here's McNamara. She finds Holmes, but she's also being pushed back by Pritchard. Back all the way to Jenkins. Jenkins has come out a long way. Geez, you want to be careful here. Now Hilliers through. Oh, Jenkins made up for her error and put it out for a throw. Also, both teams really pressuring each other up high. That's terrific play so far.
I'll go back to a point I made a few minutes ago, Paul. I just wonder if both teams haven't really adjusted to the speed of the surface. That's a free kick for West Adelaide, according to the referee. I think that was a bit lucky, but you just saw the action of the ref there. Said that both arms over the attacker, and West Adelaide have a free kick in a very, very promising position right on the byline.
I'll tell you what, they're leaving Saroulis back as the last defender in this sort of situation. She's a great attacker of the ball in the box. I'd get her up there, but it's actually Touchette that's wandered further forward. So let's see what happens here.
Should be Nishitani to take this free kick. In fact, it will be. She's the only one there. Tilly's left it. What will Nishitani do? Swings it in, looking for an option. It's got too much on it. Oh, the West Adelaide player was late at the back post. And just a little bit too much from Nishitani, and it just went over the top. But that's another half chance there for West Adelaide. Actually, on the replay, maybe Hodgson could have done a little bit better there. It looked like a good chance in the end. She just misjudged the flight. Adelaide City have broken really quickly, mind you. We're already past halfway. The through ball had a little bit too much on it, and it's gone to Willisey. On reflection, that chance, Paul, that was a good chance.
Ball by Nishitani.
It was. Here's Saroulis looking for a long ball. Hillier, great control, fantastic. Not once but twice. Tilly, back to Hillier. Christy Hillier's doing really well, leading the line for West Adelaide. Shoulder to shoulder there.
Good competitor.
And it will be a throw in for West Adelaide. McNamara just pulled up a little bit lame there. Not sure if she had a bit of a twinge of the hammy, but she seems okay. But she seemed to limp a little bit. Nishitani. Now swinging it in. Great little header. Should be cleared by Adelaide City. Deflection, though, and it's safely to Jenkins. Neither keeper's really been tested, apart from that Di Bartolo chance. But none of them having to make an early save.
Not a genuine save,
yeah.
No.
Touchette heads that backwards, and it'll be picked up by Willisey. If you're just joining us, it is the 20-minute mark, and on the Green Play Australia scoreboard, it is Adelaide City 0, West Adelaide 0. It is a double-header tonight here at Adelaide City Park. Hope you can join us for both games, the WNPL fixture live now, and then straight after it'll be the NPL match between Adelaide City and West Adelaide as well. Now here's Tian Power for City. What will she do? Looks for Di Bartolo, but that's well harangued there by West Adelaide, and they should be able to clear this. So that's a dangerous ball, and it should now fall to Sasaki. Sasaki to play Di Bartolo, but that's well blocked by Hodgson. Used her body really well and allowed Willisey to come through and pick it up, and Willisey rolls it out to Hodgson.
Hodgson now streaming out of defence. Saw the opportunity with her direct opponent down. Still Hodgson. Puts in a big ball looking for Tilly. Darlin Flight gets there, and it's a bit of a mess. Now it's fallen for Tilly. She tries to get inside, but now City are going to relieve the pressure through Holmes, and she puts it straight up the field. Gee, that's turned out to be a pretty good ball. Tian Powell's able to run onto it. She's got absolutely no support, though. So Tian Powell's just basically going to have to hold it up and win a City throw on the attacking right-hand side.
How clever was that by Tian Powell? She had absolutely no one there. She stopped dead and forced Sasaki to kick the ball out.
Yeah, no, she's one possession for her side, and now they're able to get the reinforcements, but it's gone straight to Nishitani. She's just given it straight back. Darlin Flight puts it in, and another turnover. Pavla Manolakis, and she's turned it over to Holmes. Now it's Pete. Pete tries to spread it wide, but the ball's eventually going to work its out to Di Bartolo. She tries to put in a good ball, probably just a bit too close to the keeper though, and Willisey was alive to it. This is a terrific game. It's really cat and mouse. Both of the teams are applying so much pressure that they're really forcing each other into errors. Not the sort of thing we've seen a lot from either of these sides when you see them play other teams. That ball from Willisey was too wide for Tilly. And the relieving throw is going to be taken by Darlin Flight. Playing it right back. She can play in the centre as well, but Adelaide City don't really need her there with their terrific stocks of central defenders. And here's one of them now, McNamara, back to the other in Macaulay. It's the Mac defence. And of course, McLeod on the bench if one of those two needs to come off. Terrific depth in defence for Adelaide City. And ball ping-ponging around in midfield now. It's going to end up with Yuka Sasaki, but Saroulis is going to be able to clear. And can Tilly run onto this? It's Tilly against Darlin Flight. Darlin Flight was there. Hillier, though, tries to win the ball for Tilly. Tilly, can she get a shot in? City are scrambling. Hillier trying to get there. Oh, it was well shepherded in the end for Jenkins, but it seemed like that ball would never come down, and Tilly's just never going to let it go.
Jenkins did pretty well there in the end, Paul, to be honest, because that was a bit of ping-pong there. And the referee is going over to speak to Jenkins, not sure what for.
Don't tell me he's applied the 6-second rule. No, he hasn't. I think he has, Spiro. I think he's called the indirect free kick for her holding the ball too long.
I don't think
I've ever... You do not see this too often.
I've been watching football for a very long time.
Wow.
I've never seen this.
Wow. Well, I'm flabbergasted. I mean that is a pretty hot call. You see that rule. He's probably applied it to the letter of the law, but you usually see a huge amount of grace given on that particular ruling of how long the keeper can hold the ball. But that's what he's given, because it's an indirect free kick to West Adelaide. And look out if Nicole Tilly hits it.
We're a bit flabbergasted up here, not sure. Here comes Tilly. She thumps it. Gee, that's well defended by City. West Adelaide try to swing it back in, but Jenkins comes out and cleans that up.
Wow.
I'm still a bit shocked. I don't think I've ever seen that. I've watched a lot of football, played a lot of football at a very bad level, and never have I seen a referee call that. But nevertheless, we go on. McNamara now. Back to her partner in crime, Macaulay. Sasaki, heavy touch, but she's done well to recover.
Oh, good bat.
Done really well. Pete to Holmes. Di Bartolo's come to the right-hand side now. Looks like she swapped sides with Dorba for the time being. Tian Pao. Expect nothing better than that from Tian Pao. Down the line, but not enough to get to the player that they wanted their City, and Tilly looked to play in. It was Macri, but she had to get on the second effort. Pritchard. Hodgson. Will she swing it in? She's got plenty of time. Hodgson now. That's a great ball. That's a great goal for West Adelaide. What a superb cross that was from Hodgson. And it was Hillier, the number 5, free, open, right on the penalty spot. All she had to do was put it to the side of Jenkins, and she did that expertly, crossed the line, and West Adelaide have taken the lead here in the 26th minute. Completely unmarked in the box was Hillier. You'd have to be furious if you're Adelaide City coach Andrew Calderbank, not sure what the defenders were doing there. Now we see the replay again. Christy Hillier left completely unmarked. Open goal. It was harder to miss. And she definitely did not miss. 1-0 to West Adelaide.
I'll tell you who deserves a lot of credit for West Adelaide. It's Nicole Tilly. She's really been at the heart of a lot of the moves forward, and she was very much playing that ball forward to give that attack for West Adelaide. And terrific work by Hodgson on the right-hand side, and Hilliers finished that pretty well in the end because she had to take a few steps back and still get enough on it. So here's Nishitani. Well, that's the first goal Adelaide City have conceded for more than 6 games, and I think more than 9 hours. They have been absolutely supreme in the last 6 games. They've scored 36 and not conceded any at all. And West Adelaide, are they going to undo them again? Darlin Flight goes back to Jenkins, and it really is game on. We thought that if West were going to have a chance, they really had to open the scoring tonight. I think they deserve to be ahead. Wouldn't say they've been miles the better side, but they're certainly well into this contest. Now, Dorber, can she try to make it 1-1? She sure has been incredibly powerful in her goal scoring for City so far, with 15 goals from 10 matches this season. That time was just overrun. Here's Holmes. She's getting busy. Sasaki, good little ball there. Is it going to be offside? No. The ball's going to come to Hodgson. And she goes back to Willisey. 27 minutes gone. Adelaide City 0, West Adelaide 1 on the Green Play Australia scoreboard. And we thought that it could be West Adelaide if there was going to be one team that took it to City. They've done it once already this season. Can they do it again and cut the gap to 5 points? But right there was a terrible ball out by Willisey. Not like her, but fortunately it rebounded from Di Bartolo to West defence. Good tackle there by Cerulis on Powell. She started the game really, really well. Now tries to get through Hillier. Hillier now. And good. That was a good bit of refereeing because it was brought back after an advantage was given, and Nishitani's going to take the free kick.
Made up for that interesting call earlier.
I'm still staggered about that. I'm still staggered about the 6-second call. But here's Nishitani now. She's probably put a bit too much on that for Tilly. Will she be able to get there? She will. She will. She hasn't got many options. But she's done really well to get the ball. In fact, it's taken a deflection off the referee. He's in everything at the moment. Here's Nicholas. Brings it forward, but Pavla Manolakis cuts it out. Holmes. You know she's going to stand up in these situations, as will this lady, Tian Powell. Brings it out to Di Bartolo on the right-hand side. She's got Dorber inside. Honours the call. Dorber. But she's well tackled by... No, the free kick's been given against Cerulis. She's done really well so far in her defensive role.
Probably just a foul. She just nibbled.
Yeah, and she's coming from behind,
yeah.
So it's a correct decision. And the free kick is going to be swung in now, probably by Yuka Sasaki. What a pickup she's been for Adelaide City so far this season. 2 bags of 4 goals.
I don't think I've scored 8 goals in my life.
I'm pretty sure you haven't, Spiro, yes. Yuka Sasaki puts it in. Can anyone get onto it? Powell just went over her. Nishitani can clear. She goes short. Daru was under pressure. But I think she's going to get a free there. And as we're getting close to the half-hour mark, West Adelaide will have a chance to relieve.
Willisey. West Adelaide with the lead here now. 1-0. If you just missed the goal, only happened a few minutes ago. Christy Hillier unmarked in the box. Easy header. Still had a bit of work to do. But put it expertly past the stranded Jenkins in the City goal. Here comes Macri. Great turn. Macri now bolting down the line. Georgia Macri still getting forward. Georgia Macri crossed it. It's fallen to Pritchard, but her shot weighed too much on that. But Georgia Macri, superb run down that wing. That's what she's capable of. She had 2, then 3 Adelaide City players trying to chase her. She blitzed them all, and that cross was a dangerous one. It was really well cleared by Dale and Flight.
And this is where the wide players of Tilly and Macri, who are both such good goal scorers as well as being great assists.
Oh, Jenkins has given the ball away. Pritchard with a first-time shot. Oh, my goodness. Claudia Jenkins has dived over the ball, and that is 2-0 to West Adelaide. That is a series of errors there by the Adelaide City goalkeeper, giving West Adelaide their second goal. As you can see here, Claudia Jenkins went for the long clearance. It bobbled on her. Pritchard with the first-time shot looked tame. And Claudia Jenkins won't want to see that again. Let me tell you, lost her footing. And as a goalkeeper, that is the worst thing that could happen to you, just that sinking feeling.
Well, Pritchard wouldn't even be happy with the way she struck that.
Pritchard had her hands on her head. She couldn't believe it.
Jenkins is, she's just completely lost her feet. Oh, dear. And it's 2-0.
West Adelaide 2-0 up against Adelaide City. Adelaide City look very rattled right now. A few of these balls losing possession, dangerous passes. And there's another slip. And here goes Tilly. Can Tilly get in the box? She can. Cuts it. Hillier, is that a handball? Referee has called it for a handball against Tilly. And Adelaide City, 6s and 7s in the back right now. And West Adelaide taking full advantage, 2-0 up.
It could have so easily been 3 there. Tilly having that much time in the box. Dangerous player. Well, this could really be a turn-up. Even though the first match between these two went West's way, I don't think anyone expected it to go like this in the first half hour. Here's Tilly again getting the ball from Nishitani. Nishitani tries to take over on the overlap and cleared in the end by Holmes. Very well too. Dorber was just unable to keep the ball in though as she took control. Nishitani's been very good at left back for West as well. And they've all played well really, the West players. They've really kept the pressure on all game.
If you're Andrew Quarterbank at this point, Paul, do you change something? Do you back the players that have done so well the last month?
I think he's got to back those players at this point.
Do you need a formation change maybe?
They can certainly throw the team around. I mean, you can see Di Bartolo's on the right. That change has already been made to try to change the focal point of the attack. Powell's still a little bit central. And this is the side where they feel, City, that they can make something happen. A lot of their attacks have gone down this side with both Di Bartolo and Dorber. But here's Tilly again. She's playing a great game. She tries to get the ball through for Macri. Good defending in the end. But it's coughed up. Daru. Tilly. Back to Daru. Just tries to find herself some space. Nishitani. Brings it back to Cerulis. Probably could have played square there, but it's gone forward in the end. And again, City just can't clear their lines.
It's all West Adelaide right now.
It is. Touchette gets it back to Willisey. And they can just take a breather now. City not as pressing as hard as they were. And they probably just because they are a little bit surprised at the moment by where they're at. Daru tries to put it forward for Macri, but that's going to be cut out. But again, City just don't look as clean as they normally would at the moment. Jenkins taking no chances now, goes long. Intercepted. Ball miles in the air.
Great touch.
Here's Powell, the captain. Can she take some responsibility for City? You know she can. Very experienced player. Back to Willisey though. Didn't really find anything that she could pass forward to, so now it's Nishitani again. Pritchard. She's lost out there to Holmes. Di Bartolo and try and get Dorber through, but there's too much on that.
It's been the story of Adelaide City's heart, really. Just some really good passages of play, but that final ball seems to be lacking a little bit.
Well, it's interesting that they're really playing Dorber and Di Bartolo very much on the right side here. And it's sort of pushing Sasaki out a little bit more to the left. But haven't been able to link up yet, despite that change as well as they would like. That's going to be a West Adelaide throw. We've got about 10 minutes left in this first half, and they would love to take 2-0 into the sheds.
West Adelaide took that free kick really quickly in the end, the referee deciding that it was a foul. And Touchette and Cerulis knocking it between themselves, and Willisey clears it to Di Bartolo. Adelaide City giving the ball away again. Daru. Should be cleaned up by Cerulis, and it is all the way back to Willisey. They're looking quite comfortable now, West Adelaide. There was about a 10 or 15 minute patch where Adelaide City put in a lot of pressure. But after they went 1-0 up, West Adelaide, they've taken control of this game. That's a poor pass by Willisey. Here's Di Bartolo, looks inside. Dalen Flight. She's fouled by Nicole Tilly, who is having a great half. If not West Adelaide's best, definitely up in the top 2 or 3. And be Dylan Holmes to take the relieving free kick. Here's that foul again. Clearly a foul. Probably a smart free kick in the end. Because it looked like Dalen Flight was about to, dare I say it, take off. nevertheless, Dylan Holmes, it was there.
fair.
It was there, thanks. Macri, can she control it? That's a great touch. She gets around Nicholas. Excellent word there by Georgia Macri. Hillier. She's also done well to turn her opponent Macaulay, but Macaulay recovered well for City, and that'll be a throw-in for West Adelaide on the far side. It's 2-0 West Adelaide here on the Green Play Australia scoreboard in the 37th minute.
If you're going to go with puns, she's a teacher, Christy Hillier, and she's taught a couple of lessons tonight so far.
Let's just put a stop
Let's just
to it
stop
here.
there right
Let's
now.
stop.
Yep.
No more. Cleared by City, only as far as Hodgson. The entire back four for West Adelaide have been superb. Touchette. Back to Hodgson. That's a dangerous ball though. Commentator's curse. Here is Tian Power. Can she get through? Touchette's done well to recover. Tian Power cuts inside. Looking for an option now is the star striker for City. Can she find someone? She has to play it all the way back. West Adelaide recovered really well. It's Macaulay. Macaulay, too much on that. Dylan Holmes can't get to it. And here is Tilly. It's 3-on-3. West Adelaide, Adelaide City. Through ball to Georgia Macri. She should get onto this. Can she get around Jenkins? That's excellent work there by Jenkins. She did really well because she was stranded. And that'll be a goal kick for Adelaide City. That was a great through ball by Tilly. It looked for all money that Georgia Macri was going to get onto it, but Claudia Jenkins did well to get something on the ball, forced it off the leg of the on-running Macri, and that'll be a goal kick for Adelaide City.
Jenkins with the goal kick, former Fulham player. There's a few former Fulham players out there tonight on both sides. Darlin Flight tries to clear, comes to Tilly again. She's player of the match so far for mine.
Yeah.
But just as I say that, too much on that ball. She was trying very hard to get Macri through. Now, City trying to build a meaningful attack. But again, it's intercepted by Pavlomanolakis. West have just kept the pressure on so well throughout this half.
Very impressive.
Nicholas with the throw. And again, it's a ball through to nowhere. Here's Willisey. Right. If you're not feeling like the goals are flying for you, and you don't want Sarah Willisey between you and the net either, that's for sure. Powell now tries to get a ball through. That might break for Holmes, but I think that Saroulis will get there first. Great tackle by Holmes. Nearly gets it through. Shot by Di Bartolo. It's over. Good opportunist shot, though, by Danny. And Holmes had done well there, where she really wasn't favourite to win that ball and get it back to Di Bartolo to have a crack. But on the Green Play Australia scoreboard, it's still Adelaide City 0, West Adelaide 2, with 6 minutes to go. Di Bartolo, of course, one of 3 players for Adelaide City who's scoring an average of more than 1 goal a game. Her, Yuka Sasaki and Chelsea Dorber. Dorber with a remarkable 15 in 10 matches. Di Bartolo's got 14 in 12. But right now, neither of them have been able to get any joy out of this West Adelaide defence. Here's Daru. She's been fouled. Daru has been pretty good in that midfield as well with Pavlomanolakis. Long ball. It's, well, is that going to be a free to West? I think it is. It probably wasn't intentional, but the jump there by McNamara has really turned into a foul. And West have got a free kick in a very, very dangerous spot here. But it looks like it's a bit of a head clash. And just waiting to see. It looks like Hillier down there. And see what...
Yeah, it's definitely Hillier.
Bit of it.
Tilly's on the screen there and Macri's on the far side, so that's definitely Hillier. Oh, that's a hard one.
Yeah, I don't think it was intentional at all. It was really just where the ball fell and where the jump went. It's definitely a foul. And it's going to take a little bit of time, giving City a chance to regroup. As you can see, they're having a chat there behind the ball. And they really, really need to find a way to change things around in this game thus far.
Of course, they do have Georgia Campagnoli on the bench they could bring on for the second half.
They've got Nano Sasaki as well, so there's a couple of options that they can move around in their midfield
And if
There's
you're
all sorts of ways that they could change things up to try to change the flow of this game and see if they can get themselves into more positions where they can threaten the West goal.
And if you're a City fan watching through live stream Australia's broadcast on the FFSA Facebook page or through FFSA TV on YouTube, if there is one team in the WNPL that can peg back a few goals, it is definitely Adelaide City.
Yeah, no question of that.
Looks like Hillier is up on her feet, which is a great sign.
Her 4th season at West. That was only her 3rd goal so far this season. One that she scored to open the scoring tonight. But she's shown that she often comes from midfield, Hillier, but she's shown that she's been a real handful at number 9. And here's a massive opportunity for West again. I wonder if we're going to see another Nicole Tilley thunderbolt. Certainly in the form she's in tonight, that's who I'd have taking it if I were directing traffic for West. Hillier's going to have to come off at least temporarily.
Hopefully
so
it's
just going to have to wait. Hope it's not anything too bad. But if there was a head clash there, obviously there's going to need to be. Now I'm just wondering. This looks like a drop ball situation, or is it? I thought a free kick was given, but well, no. Well, it's a drop ball in the end, and West have allowed City to just play the ball forward, but they've given it straight away. Or was that the plan? Daru. Good tackling there, but Daru nearly able to hold on to the ball. In the end, it's going to come out to Hodgson. She goes up the wing looking for Macri.
I could have sworn that was a free kick.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised. But no, drop ball was the decision, and there was no complaints. Now, Hillier's come back onto the field, so that's good news for West. She's okay. Very, very tight in there at the moment, and maybe Daru can just put her foot on the ball, nearly put Hillier through. Now here's Dylan Holmes. Good pass. Di Bartolo in space. What she got ahead of her. Powell wants it. That's just not the right ball, though. And it was cut out again by Daru, who's been pretty good so far. Now Di Bartolo gets it back. Tries to take a few on. Pavla Manolakis at her heels. Here's Chelsea Dorber. Can she change things up a little bit? That's going to be easy for Willisey. And West Adelaide have 90 seconds plus whatever stoppage time is played. We could have a couple of minutes, particularly with that injury to Hillier, for Adelaide City to find something. Here's Nishitani. She's under pressure straight away. Not many options. Pavla Manolakis. Players all around her. Nishitani's going to have to put it up the wing. Darlin Flight puts it back in for City. Di Bartolo. Will it fall for Powell? Powell, good play, good shot. Just wide. She had to battle for that, Tian Powell. And she got there and was just able to get a shot away, but in the end that wasn't going to trouble Willisey too much. Adelaide City 0, West Adelaide 2 on the Green Play Australia scoreboard. Willisey now, long, looking in the direction of Tilley. Why wouldn't you? Tries to chest the ball down, but it's going to be Holmes who gets there. Di Bartolo plays the 1-2 with Holmes. Wins it. Tries to get in deep with the cross. Oh, it's gone straight at goal, and it's going to be a corner. Willisey was alive to it. Teammates at Adelaide United, those two, of course, Holmes and Willisey. And she did very, very well to push that around and ensure that there was no danger, lest there have been any City player lurking behind her. Corner, though. City would absolutely love one just before the break and feel like they're really, really back in the game. Is it going to be Holmes or is it going to be Sasaki? I think it's going to be Sasaki. Plenty of players in the box. Good delivery. Willisey doesn't come. Oh, and it goes through everybody else as well. Darlin Flight, she's in unusual territory to try to get the ball back in. But it's going to fall to Tilley in the end. She's taking it out wide, and the line is good enough for her. We've played 30 seconds of stoppage time. Adelaide City pushing to try to peg one back. But at the moment, there's not much space there. And Tilley, she's happy to just put the ball over the line. (2017) Player of the Year, Nicole Tilley. Absolute gun of this competition. And I think a foul throw's been given there against Adelaide City. So, it hasn't been your half when that happens. Nishitani is going to take the throw for West. Plenty of traffic. Flicked on by Di Bartolo. Sasaki. It's Yuka Sasaki, of course. Nano's on the bench. She wins the ball again. Great little ball through for Holmes, but well defended there by Saroulis. And she's going to try to clear the ball. And the referee says, that's enough. What a turn up for the books this is. Adelaide City 0, West Adelaide 2 on the Green Play Australia scoreboard. And West Adelaide are on track to try to get themselves the 3 points tonight, which would be so crucial if they're going to have any chance to take top spot this season. I'm going to try and get down and see if we can get a sideline interview. And Spiro's got Nicole Tilley with him at the moment. We're just going to go to Spiro. Spiro.
Thanks, Paul. Nicole, great half. You must be ecstatic with the way that played out.
Yeah, I mean, we knew it was going to be a tough game. City are obviously top of the league. They've been scoring a lot of goals, so main focus not to concede and also attack as we normally would.
You're getting a lot of the ball on this side. You're having a great half. You're feeling like you're the danger player right now for West Adelaide. We're very impressed with your first half here at on the call.
Oh, well, thank you. No, not really. I mean, I like to get it out wide. I'm more comfortable out there, but, our midfield's working hard, other attackers working hard, so just doing my job and, got 2 goals.
Great. Good luck in the second half. Thank you so much. Thank you very much there to Nicole Tilley. Adrian Santrak was very kind to give us some time there. He said, real quick one, and I said, all right, no problems. Paul, that was a great half for West Adelaide, no doubt about it. They must be ecstatic with that. Obviously, Nicole's playing it a little bit low-key there. But
she was very modest, Spiro, yeah. But she was the standout player in that half for me. I thought she did really well. I liked how she also came deep to pick the ball up sometimes and, try to sort of get those balls through for Hillier and Macri to run onto. She was very, very alive to all those possibilities, and she really was a huge part of the reason why West were able to take a 2-0 lead into the sheds.
Adelaide City have looked a little bit lost, especially towards that second half of the first half. Looks like they lost a bit of their composure, a little bit of their structure, and almost that break in play we had for that head knock to Christy Hillier almost allowed them a chance to reinforce, because that last 5 or so minutes it looked like that hunger returned. They're not out of this game, but they are a long way back. Has this been an unusual performance for Adelaide City, do you think, Paul, tonight?
Well, I'd say they probably have played not even as well as they did the last 2 times, the last time these 2 teams met, which is really, really surprising. I'm really not quite sure why, but I can only sort of suggest that the pressure that they've had applied to them has really, really surprised them. And when you've got players like Dorba, Powell, Di Bartolo and Yuka Sasaki as your front 4, just not being able to find a way through, I mean, that is an unbelievably impressive front 4, one of the best this competition's ever seen. And they just haven't been able to fashion themselves too many chances.
It's going to be a great second half. Don't you dare go anywhere here on the Livestream Australia broadcast of this WNPL fixture between West Adelaide and Adelaide City. We're going to take a short break and come back with the second half. It's going to be great. Don't go anywhere.
If I was on Mulgundawa Road, where would I be?
Murray Bridge.
Roxby Road?
Port Lincoln.
Tolna Road.
Mount Gambier or Compton.
How?
RAA Road Service Patrols no South Australian roads because we're South Australians. And there's more than 350 of us.
What about the road to Ship Creek?
There's no Ship Creek in South Australia. You get more. Buy or upgrade today.
the side, no. The needle picks up and goes back to the side. The needle picks up and goes back to the side, no. The needle picks up and goes.
I was worried when we had to cancel our Fiji holiday because of that unexpected cyclone.
Yeah, we'd already prepaid the flights and accommodation.
It's all covered because you took out an RAA travel insurance premium policy. Clever us. And because you booked your holiday through RAA Travel, we were able to rebook you to the Whitsundays.
Perfect.
So you guys can relax even more. Take off with more. Get a quote today.
Welcome back to the round 13 WNPL match between Adelaide City and West Adelaide here at Adelaide City Park. The FFSA broadcast being brought to you by RAA through live streaming access. This has been a very, very interesting match so far because the table leaders, Adelaide City, who had an 8-point gap on their opponents tonight, second place West Adelaide, have really had a big question asked of them. They are 2-0 down through goals from Hillier in the 25th minute and Anna Pritchard in the 30th minute for West. They have really put City under immense pressure throughout the game so far, and City are going to have to do a lot of work to regroup because Spiro, apart from City not scoring, only really had one or two half-decent chances as well, I'd say.
That's right. The DiBartolo chance was their best one in the half. She stuck out a leg to a dangerous cross and just went wide. But other than that, really, they didn't create much. A few long shots, but nothing that really tested Sarah Willisey in the West Adelaide goals at all. On the other hand, West Adelaide, they started well, then fell away a little bit, but once they went 1-0 up, they were dangerous. And they probably could have had a third, if not a fourth. So Adelaide City, lucky to still be in this.
Well, they are still in it because they are a goal-scoring powerhouse, but not so much tonight so far. Here's Macri trying to get West into it heavily from the beginning, but Holmes was alive to it. Daru. Pretty big pace already, but Sasaki's won this, and she brings it out left to DiBartolo.
Doesn't look like Paul, doesn't look like either team has made a change at half-time.
No, just keep an eye out for that, but nothing it looks like yet. Pete to Holmes. Telepathic understanding, those two. But that one was intercepted. Pressure's on already. Nishitani. Tilly. Terrific in the first half. Inboard to Pritchard. That was no exception. Pressure's high, but West have had to cough it up. And that ball forward by Macaulay was just a little bit too much to find anybody in black and white. And here comes the blue and white with Willisey. Taking her time, she's not under pressure, does go long. Macri flicks it on well. Hillier wants to run onto it. Probably didn't quite hook it over as she'd liked. So City are able to clear. Sasaki trying to hook the ball towards Powell. And she's been ruled offside.
Gee, that was a tight decision.
Tight decision, I would say that was a very tight decision. It's going to be a free kick. It's going to be taken by Willisey, or is she going to give it to Cerulis? They'll be in no hurry, West, and be interesting to see how they try to pace this half. They would have spent a lot of energy in that first half in the way they just harassed everything. And now they've got a chance forward through Tilly. She's got Hillier in the middle. Hillier might get onto this. She's had to go out wide. Back to Tilly. Macri's deep. Can she find her? That's going to be well won in the end by Nicholas, and it comes out to DiBartolo. DiBartolo under a little bit of pressure. She's going to have to turn. Daru has done okay. But City still deep in defence. Macaulay. More pressure being applied by Macri. It comes to Sasaki, and Hodgson won't let her through. Emily Hodgson from Birdwood, played for Torrens Valley. And she's got all the way to the young Matildas. Ball's come ricocheted all the way down to McNamara. Back to Jenkins. Jenkins goes long. That's going to be won by Nishitani. West players offside there. So it's going to fall for City, and here's Holmes trying to make something happen, trying to get the ball out to Powell. The captain gets it back to Darlin Flight. Inboard now. City, this is some better possession, but that ball there is going to be cut out by Touchette. She's had hers. She's had the ball intercepted. Now City have a chance. Di Bartolo's in space now. She's had to go a little bit wide. She's got players in the middle, but that's well cut out in the end. But it's fallen City's way, and the shot in the end by Sasaki has gone wide. It's gone for a corner. Well, she wasn't expecting it to come for her, and refs ruled that that's a deflection and it's a corner. Goodness.
Sasaki was in an offside position, but came off the West defence.
Came off the defence.
Yep. Corner now for Adelaide City. Better start here for City in this second half. They need one quickly. The referee has changed his decision and decided to give offside. Consulted with the assistant referee on the far side, and the decision in the end was an offside decision.
Well, I thought that
Obviously
call had come from the defence, and that Sasaki wasn't offside, but might have missed something there.
Well, they must have felt that the deflection off the West defender was accidental and not a deliberate play back. That's the only logical thing I can think of. Anyway, 3-ball here. Here's Tian Power. Tian Power went for the first-time chip, but sprayed off the side of her boot.
Yeah, it was the right idea. It wasn't executed as she would have liked.
Yeah, well wide in the end, but Adelaide City definitely putting pressure on West Adelaide early in this second half. It is, of course, West Adelaide 2, Adelaide City 0 on the Green Play Australia scoreboard.
There'd be some irony, if West didn't, if City won the premiership and West then did them in the finals. A long way from anything like that happening now, but the opposite happened 2 years ago when it was West that won the premiership, even though they couldn't beat City during the season. And then City beat them in the grand final.
Nishitani now gets it through to Tilly. Tilly looking for Pritchard. Decided to try and feed through Macri. Sasaki now for Adelaide City. Plays an early ball to Di Bartolo. But too much on that. And easy pickings for Sarah Wheelersey, who hasn't really not been tested in this in the West goal. She looked to get one across to Tilly. Pritchard getting in there. And now it's Pete. Eleni Psaroulis, who's been really good in defence for West, plays it through to Hillier. Too much on that, and McNamara should comfortably see that out, and does. And it'll be a throw-in for West on the far side. Still a bit baffled by that offside decision, Paul. I'm just not sure what happened there. We'd love to get some clarity, maybe. We'll find out. Ball in from Nishitani, but easy for Jenkins. Claudia Jenkins, who made an error for West Adelaide's second goal. Usually very reliable is Claudia Jenkins. She won't want to see that again, unfortunately, for her. Pritchard. Once, twice. Can she get it a third time? No, too much for her, and City should win possession here. Pritchard still going strong, but Pete's come out with it. Pete with a great ball. There's Dale in flight. Can she get past Nishitani? Nishitani, the left back for West Adelaide's done really well to get herself between her opponent and the ball. Plays a dangerous one to Psaroulis, and Psaroulis had to rush one to Willesee, and it's gone for a corner for Adelaide City, and this will be the corner they missed out on before, and it looks like it will be Sasaki to take it.
And some of the tall timber getting into the box. McNamara will be one of the ones who will try to get on the end of this. She has found the back of the net so far this season. That's not a bad corner, but Tilly's going to win that. Hillier's going to try to push it on, but it's come back out. So can City recycle? Holmes tries to take some players on, but there was no getting through Tilly. She's in everything. So that wasn't Tilly that time. Now City just trying to find their way through this blue and white wall. Nishitani clears again. And that's going to be a foul. And that's going to give West a little bit of breathing space after they were under a little bit of pressure.
I thought Dale and Flight got to that first, to be honest. Let's see this replay. Oh, no, probably
No,
just
probably
got it.
Probably a free,
Yep. Just ahead of the West Adelaide player. And
We'll see.
Adelaide City look like they're just putting their foot down a little bit here. West Adelaide.
They've certainly lifted their intensity.
Pegged back a little bit, West Adelaide. And it's this is about the third or fourth long ball that Willisey's been forced to play, and it's just coming straight back.
Darlin Flight trying to get the ball up the wing. Dorber. She get across in. There's players in the middle, but it's cut out again. Here's Holmes. Holmes finds Di Bartolo in space. She shoots. Oh, what a save, Sarah Willisey. She hasn't been called on yet, but when she was, you knew she'd be up to it. It was a good shot by Di Bartolo. It was above Willisey, to be fair, but she made absolutely no mistake there and tipped it over for a corner.
It's a great save.
Now City have taken it short. Can the Holmes get the ball in? It's gone straight to Willisey. That's going to be easy for her. And she came up big when she needed to, and that's just another sign to City that this deficit is not going to be easy for them to peg back. Nicholas now. Pavla Manolakis happy to just boot it out over the line. And City are going to get the relieving throw.
Looks like we might have our first substitution here, Paul. Looks like Georgia Campagnoli is about to enter the fray for Adelaide City, as well as Sasaki. This is, of course, there are two Sasakis for Adelaide City. Coming off, it looks like it is Dalen Flight. Georgia Campagnoli is going to go to right back. And I'm not sure who Sasaki replaced, but it looked like it was Tian Powell. Tian Powell, the other substitute for Adelaide City, which means I think Di Bartolo is going to lead the line now for Adelaide City with Sasaki on the left-hand side. Nicholas plays it inside. Back to Nicholas. Sasaki leaves it for Sasaki, and Nishitani clears it for West Adelaide.
Oh, we're big in Japan tonight.
Nicholas. Adelaide City really now pushing the case for at least one goal. McNamara looking for the overlapping rung of Georgia Campagnoli. She gave me a bit of spice on Twitter today, Georgia Campagnoli.
I saw that. You were suggesting that Chids might get a late call up for the World Cup if Mary Fowler was injured, and she said I'm having dinner with her. So where was it that they were having dinner?
At an Italian restaurant in the city, which is apparently really hard to get into.
It's hard to get into. She's not going back to the World Cup.
So she's not going to the World Cup to have dinner with Georgia.
I'll tell you what surprised me about Georgia. You'll never guess who her favourite team in Europe is.
I'm going to say Pescara because you're a Pescara fan.
No, not even in the right country. Borussia Dortmund.
Oh, there you go. Nano Sasaki now. Nicholas has done well. Macaulay. That's a dangerous ball. McNamara did well. Alleviate the difference, and we have an offside on the far side, but the referee decided to give the handball instead. Adelaide City looking to play quickly, a little bit too quickly, and Georgia Macri got her foot in. Did enough to intercept and stop the danger. And Nicholas again now. To Nano Sasaki. Cut out though by West Adelaide. And it's been Pritchard who's really commanded the midfield very well for West Adelaide.
They've definitely won that midfield battle, and against this City midfield, that's taken some doing.
Nishitani leaves it for Tilly. Tilly looks to switch it to Macri. Can she bring it under? Skids a little bit, but she's done well. Though it's 3-on-1 there and too hard. And it's Sasaki to Sasaki. Here's Nano Sasaki. What can Nano Sasaki do? She's just come on. Plays it back, forced all the way back to Nicholas. Nicholas looking to play through Di Bartolo. Now wearing the captain's armband for City. Di Bartolo getting down the line. Can she get something from this? It's a good little through ball. She found Yuka Sasaki, and Adelaide City have won another corner, and it's all one-way traffic right now. Adelaide City really trying hard to get back into this game. They are, though, 2-0 down in the 57th minute here.
They've got plenty of time if they're good enough.
Adelaide City Park. And they're definitely good enough, Paul. They're definitely good enough. Nicholas intercepted again. And that was off the West Adelaide player again, and the referee has decided that that's offside. And I'm not convinced that is offside if the defender plays it back. But nevertheless, that's the way the assistant referee on the far side has seen it. But that's twice now that's happened to Adelaide City, and I'd be a bit disappointed because that was clearly off a defender. A defender played it back. West Adelaide now will make a change.
It's Harriet Burnett coming on for West Adelaide. And
Christy Hillier.
Looks like she's replacing Hillier, who's put in a tremendous shift.
Felt that Adrian Sandtrack had to do something.
She's probably a bit worse for wear after that head clash before as well. So good to see Burnett on there. Joined West last year with the NTC in 2017, Harriet Burnett. And she's gone straight to number 9, and she's straight in the action.
Here is Burnett. She gets her foot in, but should be Georgia Campagnoli. Maddie DeRue's done really well to get there. Here's Burnett now, one-on-one through with Jenkins. Jenkins did well to save it, and it's cleared by Adelaide City. Offside flag has gone up, though, on this near side, but that was a chance, a half chance for Burnett with her first touch of the game. And that's the problem when you really push numbers forward, isn't it, Paul? Trying to get back into the game, you can leave yourself exposed to the back. Sure, that one was offside, but it can happen. Long ball now by Hodgson, looking for Macri. But Adelaide City should play out. Late tackle there from Macri. Ref saw nothing in it, and it'll be a free kick for West Adelaide. Adrian Sandtrack. Decent touch there.
Oh, he's still got it. Of course, played for both of these clubs in the NSL, Adrian Sandtrack.
Yes, he did. Maddie DeRue got a bit of a shoulder and won the throw in for West Adelaide. Again, that looked like an Adelaide City throw, but ball must have crossed the line before Maddie DeRue got that last touch.
Tell you what, I know what I'd be getting Maddie DeRue for Christmas. On her list of interests, she mentioned coffee, and in her game day routine, it includes drinking lots of coffee.
Coffee machine?
Well, yeah, and plenty of supplies as well.
Yeah.
Mind you, that was my routine today.
I was thinking Andre Rieu best of album.
Maybe not.
Nishitani. Pritchard. She's very tall, won the header, but not really testing Jenkins there. Sasaki plays it inside to her namesake. Now it's with Di Bartolo. Nano Sasaki's looked really good since coming on. She's got obviously a telepathic understanding with Yuka too. A couple good balls between themselves. Now it's Georgia Campagnoli, the other sub. Campagnoli, very familiar with right back, plays there in the W League and left back. Willisey, again confident with the clearance. Tilly's done well to keep that in. And Burnett has won the ball, given it away straight away though. And here is Macaulay. Adelaide City really trying to find something. Pushing forward now in waves. Nicholas been more active this half, getting forward a lot more as the fullback. Nano Sasaki. Pete leaves it. It's with McNamara. Dylan Holmes, who's been a little bit quiet in this second half, to be fair to her, but we're so used to her being such an influence. It's probably unfair to call her quiet. Yuka Sasaki to Nano Sasaki. Down the line, too much for that for Nicholas, and that'll be a throw-in for West Adelaide.
61 minutes played, and on the Green Play Australia scoreboard, Adelaide City 0, West Adelaide 2. You're listening and watching the broadcast of WMPL Round 13, Adelaide City versus West Adelaide at Adelaide City Park, the FFSA live stream brought to you by the RAA and live streaming access. Ball is on Adelaide City's attacking left, and they're going to get the throw, and they're going to try to get on with it. Here's Di Bartolo, the captain's armband. She's got a bit of space, but she's been forced a little bit wide. Di Bartolo holds on to the ball. DeRue might be able to get the ball away. That wasn't a good clearance, though. Here's Sasaki, Nano, but no way through for her either. Great through ball, Holmes! Great save, Willisey. The flag was up. It wouldn't have counted. Offside was the decision. And Dylan Holmes was alive, though, to that chance.
Yeah, she was
just off.
She was off. She's clattered into Sarah Willisey there. Of course, teammates at Adelaide United.
No, Ivan Karlovic, the Adelaide United coach, won't want to see that. But Willisey looks like she's okay. Just got her hands on her knees. She's a pretty tough customer. It'll take a bit more than that, I would say, to get Sarah down. She's been having some injury problems this year. I'm not even sure she is 100% at the moment, but she wasn't going to miss this one. Pavla Manolakis gets it through to Pritchard. But in the end, she couldn't get past Campagnale, fresh off the bench. But that wasn't the ball And we've seen a lot of that tonight. City trying to get that ball through, but not really finding anyone on the end of it because West have just been so well structured in their defence. They've made it really, really difficult. Here's Nicholas. Sasaki tries to flick it on Hodgson. She doesn't waste any time in getting it forward, but it's fallen back. Good back heel, Di Bartolo. Now, here's Dorber. She's offside as well.
Crowd not happy.
It was a pretty tight one, but I think they might have got that one right there. Just looking at the replay, I think she might have been just a step off. And Willisey will be able to relieve once more.
Probably just saw on the... Sorry, Paul, just saw on the replay there, Andrew Quarterbank not happy with that decision.
Yeah, and to be fair, he wasn't in a bad spot where he's at the moment, but never mind. Pritchard with the ball. Just tried to push it out wide, but Holmes is intercepted. Good play, Dylan Holmes. Now she's going to try and put Di Bartolo through, but Nishitani feel like saying she's played a really, really good game, but I don't think there's anyone in blue and white that hasn't, Spiro. They've been absolutely terrific tonight, really switched on right from the get-go. And City still have it all to do. There's still time if they're good enough. Holmes sweeps the ball back to McNamara. Back out right. Not much space and coughed up again. Well, can they turn this around, Spiro? We just mentioned they've got time, but they haven't really looked like they made the sort of breakthroughs in attack that they really, really need to make those chances. That stunning save that Willisey made aside. Now there might be a chance. Dorber's in the middle. That ball's going to be too long. Willisey dived, and she probably didn't really need to in the end. I think it's gone for a goal kick.
Ever since that change, you could see what the intention was for Adelaide City. They're obviously pushing the pace. They removed that target player in Tian Powell from the top of the line, looking for pace and through balls, but not one has really come off yet. And they've all looked like they've just had a little bit too much on it.
Yeah, most of them haven't been getting the right sort of angle either. They've been sort of straight balls, not giving the wider attackers much of a chance to get onto them.
It's all a little bit too comfortable right now for West Adelaide. 1-2 between Willisey and her defender, and she clears it. One there by Adelaide City. Here's Sasaki. Back to Nicholas. Yuka Sasaki now. That's had too much on it, and it's a West Adelaide throw. Yeah, that was a West Adelaide throw. That was the right decision. Yuka Sasaki had the last touch. And again, just seems to be breaking down tonight for Adelaide City in that final third. Bar that great save by Willisey earlier on, hasn't been tested at all. Yuka Sasaki playing Di Bartolo through. Saroulis, though, has been fantastic. Pritchard now. She's given a dangerous ball there. And Adelaide City may choose a throw in here. No, Nicholas has done really well to keep that in. Nano Sasaki, one turn, two turns. Sends Macri one way, then the other way. Great play there by Nano Sasaki. McNamara to Holmes, looking for Campagnoli. Cut out by Nishitani. Only as far as McNamara again. Here's Dorber. Well defended by Matty Daru. Pavlo Manolakos. And there is Tilly. Can West Adelaide find a break? Macri. She's got the overlapping run of Pritchard. She tried to find her, but Adelaide City clear. And now it's out to Georgia Campagnoli. Looking for an option. Tries to play through Di Bartolo. Again, that's that ball that's breaking down. It's just not happening for Adelaide City with that ball.
And Willisey can take her time here too.
And I just wonder if they're missing that target option right now of Tian Power. I mean, Andrew Quarterbank did have to try something at 2-0 down. But the pace and the three balls just haven't seemed to be working for Adelaide City the last 10 minutes. Nicholas, hands in the back, but the referee says no foul. She clears it, and it'll be a throw-in now for West Adelaide.
All the City subs are warming up. You can imagine there might be at least another change.
And a reminder, in the WNPL, you can make 4 substitutions. Yuka Sasaki wins the foul. Oh, I just got the confirmation, is now 3. McNamara to Campagnoli. She's got Tilly for company. Cuts inside. Pete looking for Nicholas, who's been busy. Nano Sasaki right on the byline. Back inside, quick 1-2. That's great. Here's Nano Sasaki. Can she get it in? That's an excellent tackle there by Hodgson. And that'll be a corner?
Yeah.
It'll be a corner for Adelaide City. Quickly taken, short corner. You love those, Paul. Nicholas has given it away.
That's what a short corner deserves, Spiro.
Oh dear, here comes Georgia Macri. Leaves one for dead. Bit of a heavy touch. And Macaulay did well to get her foot there. Maddie Daru looking to play through her teammate, but won by Adelaide City. Well, the referee pulled up a foul.
Back. Maddie was definitely pulled back there.
And again, West Adelaide looking quite comfortable, to be honest. This game is playing perfectly for them. Looks like they're getting Ali Latus ready to come on too, as well as
Sienna Cavino.
Thank you, Paul.
Double change. Ali Latus, of course, scored a very famous goal for Adelaide United when in her one season with the Reds, because it put them 10-2 up against Western Sydney Wanderers.
That's right.
The biggest win in the club's W League history. It looks like Nishitani's going to get a rest. She's been pretty busy, that's for sure, but she's come to the sideline. Now, who's talking and who's coming off? Pavla Manolakis has come off as well.
So Ali Latus is a central midfielder, so she'll slip into that midfield three for Krista Pavla Manolakis. And Nishitani, the left back, has been replaced as well. Of course, Ali Latus spent the first half of last year at Heidelberg and then the second half at Adelaide Uni, and now deciding to play for West Adelaide this season. West Adelaide looking very comfortable. Here's Tilly. She's onside. Almost gets a through ball to Latus. But Adelaide City now with a chance to break. It's Dorber. It's pushed up a little bit. But it was a 5-on-1, and she's had to go all the way back to Claudia Jenkins. And Adelaide City will have to start again. Long clearance by Jenkins. She's found Sasaki. Great touch. To Nicholas. What will she do? It's cleared by West Adelaide. The crowd wanting a free kick. Nothing doing. All the way back to Hodgson. Hodgson now. Pritchard lets that run. And Sasaki, who's been very busy since coming on, Nano Sasaki. Gets it through to Yuka Sasaki, but West Adelaide again finding it very easy to defend right now. McNamara. Georgia Campagnali. Pete. Beautifully done there by Latus. And that looks like a bad injury there. The referee has decided it is a free kick to Adelaide City, West Adelaide maybe, the late one. That should be an Adelaide City free kick, looking at that replay. But that looks like a bad injury for the West Adelaide player. We're just trying to...
I think it's Maddie Daru.
It is Maddie Daru, thank you, Paul. Looks like she hurt her knee on that tackle. Oh, that's awkward. Oh dear.
Well, it might have been knee on knee. Wow. You know what that can feel like if it crunches your kneecap like that. And, gee, I hope that's nothing serious.
And Adrian Sandrak has just made all three changes too.
Ref's called for the stretcher. Wow. This, for very, very unfortunate reasons, this could really shake up the last 20 minutes of this game, because I don't think that West can make another change.
She's very distressed there, Maddie Daru.
Oh,
yeah, that's worse every time you
see look at it. Yeah, the stretcher's coming for her, and this is not good at all.
Very sad set of circumstances. We'll check it out one more time. Just watch that left knee. That's the one that she clutches. It's that there, and that's gone inside. Yeah, that's not great. Our prayers with Maddie Daru. That does not look good, and we're hopeful that it's.
The City players have come to the sideline to get a chance to have a drink and have a chat. And West players are now following suit.
She's up on her feet, and that's a good sign. But I'd be very, very surprised if Maddie Daru takes any further part in this match, because that looks like a bad knee injury. She was very distressed on the ground. She's now needing help to get off. This is a sad scene here. You don't want to see any player injured. Struggling to put pressure on. And you
can't see how she's going to play any further part in this game, Maddie Daru.
So it looks like West Adelaide would have to finish this game with 10 Adrian Sandtrack had just made his last 2 substitutions only about a minute or so before this injury to Matty Daru. He's going to have to restructure, and I just wonder whether he'll look at maybe putting Burnett in the middle with Ladis and Pritchard and just playing Tilly and Macri up as wide wingers maybe.
I wonder if he actually brings Tilly into that spot. She's, shown a willingness to get back into midfield very much this evening, and she's certainly playing a terrific game. Daru has just got to the sideline there, you can see.
The crowd sounding their appreciation. She was a very, very influential in that midfield, Matty Daru. And you can just see that Adrian Sandtrack is very, very concerned for his player. And that doesn't look great for poor Matty Daru. We'll see if we can get some idea of what that injury may be for you.
Well, there's only 10 out there for West now. And they've got 20 minutes probably. There's 73 and a half minutes played. They've got 20 minutes, I would say, to try to hold on to this 2-0 lead with 10 players. I don't think there's any chance Daru's going to get back out there. That looks like too bad an injury. And how are they going to approach this last 20 minutes? Well, right now they look like they're not taking a backward step just yet. Here is Tilly. She's still got the ball. And they're going to get the throw. No, it's stayed in. Campagnoli, that's going to be a free for City. She wants to get on with it. Long now. Can Di Bartolo get onto this? It's going to be Willis's. She was alive to that ball coming through all the way. And, well, dear, she played with fire there a little bit and had to rush her clearance in the end. Now, Pete puts it out right for Campagnoli. She's got Nano Sasaki in the middle. If she can get the right cross, West have won all of those situations so far this evening. Nicholas. Nano Sasaki's been good since she came on, but just as I say that, she trips on the ball. Does well to recover. Nicholas tries to put it in. That's going to be easy for Sarah Willesee, I think. Just let the ball bounce and claimed it. The game has changed, though, with 10 versus 11. And you know that if City put on pressure, it's going to be an awful lot harder for West to keep them out. But so far, they've been absolutely terrific.
Interestingly, Adrian Sandtrack looked like he's gone into a 4-3-2 here with the injury to Matty Daru.
We've certainly kept, certainly not gotten all his players to fall back. He's kept a few forward. Hasn't conceded that it's going to be like the Alamo just yet. Here's Hodgson. Up the wing. Pritchard just battling away. Sorry, that wasn't Pritchard. That was Ali Lattis. Trying very hard to break through the black and white wall there. Still West try to work the ball up the line. There's no one in the middle really, and the ball doesn't get through. Now here is Pritchard. Good control, but well hassled out in the end. Holmes tries to get the ball, but Burnett puts it through. Now it's come out wide. Macri tried to get through, but again, nowhere to move. Pritchard. West are still attacking, still giving it to City, still asking the question. That's going to be a free to Pritchard. Yuka Sasaki doesn't like it, neither do the City fans, but I don't think there's any complaints there, really.
Clear foul. Just on Matty Daru, they've sent her for a run down the sideline, we've heard. Apparently she did hear a snap, but not feeling any pain, just a bit of throbbing, but they're going to test it out. But again, I would be very, very shocked if she comes back on.
You'd want to be careful.
And now she's just limping back to the bench. I think her night is officially done, Matty Daru.
Hodgson. She hasn't got much on. Decides to take Sasaki on. She's going to get the throw, Emily Hodgson. What a year she's had. What a couple of seasons she's had. She is one of the absolute stars of the WNPL now. 3 years in the W League. And a young Matilda. And she's shown again tonight with her teammates. West Adelaide are a quality side. They've had some surprisingly down results since they last defeated Adelaide City. But barring a big comeback, they're going to do it again. Here's Pritchard. Turns well. Macri tries to flick the ball inside. Pete's going to get there first. Oh, there wasn't much on that. Macri tried to get through, but now it's gone the other end. Ciroulis v. Di Bartolo. Good understanding between Ciroulis and Willisey, and Ciroulis left it for her. Di Bartolo was there. Now here's Tilly. Out on the left, hassling really well, but she's going to lose out that time. Well, she might have won the throw there. She has. No? Is it a free given against her?
Not sure what the referee's indicating there. No,
Yeah,
it's giving
I
a
think
free
it's
kick. Just under 12 minutes for Adelaide City to find 2 or 3 goals if they want to salvage anything out of this match. If you're just joining us, make sure you stay with us for the whole night. After this fixture, it will be Adelaide City versus West Adelaide in the NPL game. It's a great little dummy by Di Bartolo. Dylan Holmes, will she look for Georgia Campagnoli in the right? Goes there now. Campagnoli. That's a great cross, and that's a great goal for Adelaide City. That is 2-1, and that is the one that Adelaide City wanted. Great play there by Dylan Holmes and Georgia Campagnoli. They found Dorba alone at the back post, and she snuck it into the near post. And that is 2-1. And it's game on, Paul.
That's what they needed. Time was getting a bit tight to try to overturn a 2-goal deficit, but now they've got plenty of time to get an equaliser and maybe even a winner with their extra player advantage.
Yes, if you weren't watching before, Maddie Daru, West Adelaide's midfielder, has to come off with a knee injury. Adrian Santrak had used all 3 of his substitutions, so West Adelaide are down to 10 players, and Adelaide City with a full complement. They haven't really been in the game this half, Adelaide City, but it's game on now. Latest looking for Tilly, who's been much quieter this second half. Player of the game in the first half, no doubt about it. Here's Georgia Campagnoli. Back to Macaulay. Yuka Sasaki. Dorba, the goal scorer. Great header. Beautiful finish. Here's Nicholas. She's been very busy this half. Can she keep it in? She does. Does well. Di Bartolo. Swings it in. Ciroulis should be able to clear. Took a heavy touch but managed to get it out. And wonder if there's a deflection. Referee says no. Looked like a deflection. But Adelaide City will claim the throw in. Maddie Daru. Sorry, Di Bartolo. Macri trying to nibble at her heels, but Di Bartolo too good for that. Sasaki swings it in. That's a great ball. And it looks like that'll be a corner. And Covino did well to clear that. And West Adelaide under immense pressure right now. Just ticked into the 81st minute. It's going to be a great last 15 minutes or so.
Well, City not committing as many forward as they could here. They've still got about 3 players back, and there's only 1 West player forward. Well, here we go. Now Pete has joined in. There's a lot of options in the box. There's a lot of players in the box. It's not a bad delivery. Willisey tries to punch. Is scrambled away. Good defending by West in the end. Now City will try to recycle, but that was not the ball at all. It's gone straight to Sarah Willisey, who can just eat up a few more precious seconds and force Dylan Holmes to run to her and make her pick it up. We're into the last 10 minutes plus whatever time is added on. Few people wanting the referee to call Willisey on time there like he did in the first half, but nothing doing this time.
Got to be consistent.
Here's Yuka Sasaki.
That's late.
Macaulay.
Pritchard slipped.
It's going to be a free kick here. Well, ref might have just waited another moment. Di Bartolo's very frustrated because she tried to put a ball through. But yeah, and I don't think Pritchard meant to go through the way she did, but it's definitely a foul. Yeah, she's just lost her feet there as she's gone to stop. So, City now have got a couple in the middle. It's going to fall to Di Bartolo. Can Dorba get a shot in? Oh, it's hit the post. They are knocking on the door all of a sudden. It was a big, big chance. Willisey was beaten. But fortunately for her, it hit the post, and even more fortunately, it didn't come back. It went for a goal kick. It's on at Adelaide City Park now.
Got to credit Adrian Santrak. He will not change this formation. Still leaving Tilly and Macri up front.
Well, Tilly, I think, has probably dropped just a little bit. Macri's going to be one out under this header. she's done really well to get control of the ball, and I reckon she's going to win a free as well.
Done well there, Georgia Macri. Home crowd not happy, but that was a clear foul.
Terrific bit of play because she was heavily outnumbered there. And West have just got to take every opportunity they can to run down the clock now. Battling away with 10 players. Not through any misdemeanour, but Daru off injured after all 3 subs have made. It's very, very willing out there at the moment. Still some really good defending by West, but City now have the chance to slot the ball forward. It's Cerulis. She's had a giant of a game. And her ball up the wing is going to stay in and going to waste just a little bit more time. Now West through City through Macaulay. Yuka Sasaki. Players spread ahead of her. Macaulay goes back inboard to Pete. Pete to Holmes. You call those 2 names in unison a fair bit. Still no way through. Back for Pete. City are going to try to take their time. They've still got a bit up their sleeve to get the right ball, and there it is. But it's been well cut out in the end by Cavino. Fresh on the pitch for West. I bet Sandtrack must wish he'd just held off that change a little bit longer and he wouldn't have this problem of being down a player. But his Chargers are doing pretty well. There's Pritchard. That's a really, really good ball for Tilly. She can take the ball out to the corner. Macri's racing into the middle. Tilly now. Can she find her? It would be something if they scored now, but nothing doing in the end. Now City can turn it back around. Long ball is going to be cut out by Hodgson, and she's going to bet it back, and she's got space, Emily Hodgson. Hodgson now, Macri's a mile offside though, and no, she's on. Macri, one-on-one with the keeper. She's hit the post. It's come back in. Goodness me, City now have the chance to clear, and it's up the wing.
Goal kick.
It's goal kick. Wow.
Amazing passage of play.
I was sure Macri was just off there, but she wasn't. And she nearly made City pay.
Unbelievable passage of play. Cavino. Bit too much on that, and she got caught by the pace of the ball. And here's Sasaki. Sasaki now looking to play through Dorba. That's not the ball that Adelaide City want, and Willacy will again chew up some time. They've got about 5 minutes of regular time, but we had that long delay with Maddie Daruzzi, so I would suspect at least 5 or 6 minutes of injury time. So plenty of time for City to get an equaliser or a winner here. Here's Pete. Sasaki, who's been very good since coming off the bench. Nicholas. Down the line to Di Bartolo. Yuka Sasaki. Back to Nano Sasaki. A quick 1-2-3 between those 2 players. But Pritchard, she's been everywhere, getting involved. And done well there, Pritchard.
I think Ali Atkins is going to come on for Adelaide City. It'll be interesting to see who she comes for, whether they withdraw a defender. Now she's raced on. I don't know that I saw who came off.
I'm not sure who came off there. That's interesting. Unless someone snuck off on the sideline. Surely they're not doing a North Adelaide here and playing without an extra player, Adelaide City. It's not that desperate, are they? Be a throw in for West Adelaide. It was Yuka Sasaki. Okay, she snuck off. I thought we might have had another North Adelaide scenario here, Paul.
12 on the field.
Everyone was checking the rule books already. Nano Sasaki. She won the header. Here's Dorba, the goal scorer. Plays through Dylan Holmes, but that should be Willacy's, and is. That's a great save by Willacy. She's been really, really confident tonight, Willacy. Nothing really she could do with the goal. It was left exposed by her defence as they reorganised after Maddie Daru's injury. But other than that, she's been superb. Georgia Campagnale. Dorba. Touchette has been very solid for West Adelaide. Nicholas to Sasaki. She plays it back to Nicholas. Can she swing it in? And that'll be a corner for Adelaide City. Well, the referee's given a goal kick.
You can probably hear through our mic what the home fans thought of that.
There's been a few interesting calls. That looked like a definite deflection off.
Unless it was a double ricochet, but anyway, goal kicks the decision, and Willisey goes out to Tilly. She's got absolutely no company at all, and tries to hold on to the ball.
That'll be a handball.
And it's going to be a free kick to City, as you say, for handball.
Tilly thought she had the foul, but...
now the clock is running down. We played 88 minutes here. Nicholas tries to put it through for De Bartolo. She turns, but it was well read in the end. But once again, West are going to cough it up. Macaulay to Holmes. Holmes tried the slide rule ball there for the onrushing Campagnoli. But Willisey was alive to that again. A trio of Adelaide United players. And Campagnoli running on to Holmes' ball and Willisey claiming it. Macri up. She's going to get the throw for West Adelaide.
Referee's copping it. Poor, who'd be a referee?
Who would be a referee? I just signed up, Spiro.
Did you?
Oh, yeah, I did. I'm going to be doing my level 4 course soon. Look out, everybody. Hodgson with the throw, up the wing.
I just hope I get to call a game that you're reffing.
Sasaki with the header. It's a bit of aerial ping pong at the moment. Pete tries to put it on. Hodgson just says anywhere will do. And I think she made the right decision there. 89 minutes played. The Green Play Australia scoreboard says Adelaide City 1, West Adelaide 2 here at Adelaide City Park at Oakton. Now West have the ball through Burnett. It's cut through. Oh, Tilly came to her feet, but she stopped, even though it ran her way. Soon we'll see how many extra minutes are going to be added on by the officials.
I'm tipping 6.
But still great pressure being applied by West. That was Lattice that time, who basically has forced the ball back for City to take a throw deep in their defence. West have deserved it if they get it, make no mistake. But City have really come at them hard in these last 20, 25 or so minutes. Here's Holmes trying to turn. Lattice was alive to it though. And no free kick. Holmes keeps going. Dylan Holmes, can she put the ball out wide for the overlapping Nicholas? She does. Nicholas inside. Now here's Dorber, but she was crowded out. Holmes again. Atkins fresh on the field. She can't get it through. Terrific play. We're into injury time. I haven't seen a board to tell us exactly how much the assistant referees think there'll be.
I'd expect at least 5 or 6. So plenty of time for Adelaide City fans watching at home, wherever you may be watching us here, through live streaming access for an equaliser, or maybe even a winner. But you're right, Paul. If West Adelaide do hold on, they will deserve it. They've been the better team for much of the game. Things did turn, though, when Matty Daru went down injured, and West Adelaide couldn't make another substitution. Willisey expertly chewing up time. Looks for Macri. Macri's done really well to bring that down. She's given it away. And Dorber now cuts back once, twice. Lovely ball. Looks for Di Bartolo. Saroulis has been solid, been everywhere. Latest getting in there. Here's Burnett. She's given away possession. But Cavino, the substitute, has done well to get her foot in.
It's all getting desperate now.
And it'll be Campagnoli for a throw-in. Probably about 4 or 5 minutes to go for Adelaide City. Can they find an equaliser? Cleared there by Cavino. As you can see in the background, the men's NPL, they're warming up there. Straight after this game, it'll be Adelaide City versus West Adelaide. Don't you dare go anywhere. It's going to be a great night of football. Make sure you stay tuned to us here on the FFSA YouTube channel or through our Facebook page. Touchette clears it. Here's Di Bartolo. Can she get through? First time shot. That's really easy for Sarah Willisey. That won't trouble her. And she'll again look to slow things down. Couple bounces and a long clearance. Looking for Tilly. Tilly's really the only player there. Lattice now joining her. Referee has decided that's a deliberate handball. And it'll be a free kick for Adelaide City. They take it quickly. Referee lets them take a few metres. Adelaide City, can they find something? Atkins.
It's over.
2 minutes of injury time.
Wow, I can't believe that. Only 2 minutes of injury time played and you would have thought that Daru was down for even longer than that. But I have to say, it's a just result. West Adelaide have been absolutely superb tonight. A 2-1 win. They were 2-0 up when they went down to 10 players. They really put it to City tonight.
Congratulations to West Adelaide. They've been the best team for probably 75 minutes of that game, but it all just went a bit pear-shaped when Matty Daru got injured. But they held on valiantly.
We're going to end this broadcast very shortly, and the broadcast will end and then we'll restart again for the NPL game. So when this one cuts off, stay on the FFSA Facebook page to watch the NPL match tonight between Adelaide City and West Adelaide. But yeah, look, West Adelaide definitely deserving winners tonight. They really put it to City again. They've cut the gap at the top of the table to 5 points to give them some sort of fighting chance of overhauling City for the rest of the season with 9 rounds left. That last win, Spiro, meant so much to them. They were ecstatic in the change rooms. You could hear them afterwards from a long, long way away. And I think this one will mean even more because they came to City's home turf. They were put down to 10 players with 20 through no fault of their own with 20 minutes to go. And they fought. They just fought absolutely magnificently, but with ability and skill too.
Absolutely. And they, Adrian Santrak will be very, very happy. And we could just see that the Adelaide City team has gotten together and just having a bit of a pep talk. It was just one of those nights for the table toppers. Just didn't seem to go right for them.
But you have to credit. I think Cerulis and Touchette at centre back. Hodgson was brilliant as well. And in the middle of the park, how good was that midfield trio of Daru, Pritchard and Pavlomanolakis. They absolutely did not give many chances for City to push forward at all. And Nicole Tilley, I would still say, absolute player of the match.
Yeah,
she was absolutely fantastic. Was really, really crucial when the game was there to be won in the first half. Was still an outlet in the second half when she was up all on her own. She was absolutely outstanding.
Yeah, couldn't agree with you more, Paul. And just quickly for Adelaide City, I thought, as always, the midfield combination of Pete, Holmes and Dorber was superb. But they didn't really have many people with them tonight. Deepa Taholo was a bit quieter than we usually expect.
Yeah, she got into it a bit towards the end, I thought, but probably not as much as she'd have liked in the first half. We're going to have to wind it up. Thanks for being with us. Thanks to live streaming access and to our partners RAA. This broadcast will end, but very, very shortly it will restart for tonight's NPL match between Adelaide City and West Adelaide. Thanks for joining us.